everybody. I just wanted to go ahead and make this video even though the settings are not perfect, the lighting is not perfect, the sound is not perfect, but it is what it is. And I wanted to make this for those of us who have come out of pretty traumatic church situations, who have told us that wearing makeup is wrong and sinful and you're going to go to hell for it. And we know that's not true. I have a very personal journey with makeup that I've never really shared publicly, and I will save that story for a different time. But the question I keep seeing come up is, now that we've come out of this and we're like older, like over 30, I'm over 40, but we don't know how to do makeup, and we want to look natural and nice. We don't want to look like we just opened a box of crayons and went to town. And we just want to look nice and feel good about ourselves. And makeup is one of those things that really helps increase our confidence about ourselves. It's just a part of self-care. It's something that I like to do. It relaxes me. It's fun. I'm like an artsy person, and to me it's just a very creative way to process things, honestly, and it's just one of those things that just makes me feel good, and I just enjoy doing it. So I'm going to show you how I do my makeup. I just happen to be one of those people that end up helping a lot of my friends do this, so I guess you're just going to be one of my friends today, and I'll show you what I do. And if you guys have questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I'm more than happy to make more videos to answer your questions. So, okay, here we go. I apologize for this room again. This whole room is a story, let me tell you. Again, another time. So, my skin is already washed, moisturized, all the skincare is done, and so we're ready to put on makeup. But a good skincare routine is necessary for good makeup. Okay, again, maybe another video. I have a lot of texture in my skin because of my age, also because like when you're in chronic trauma, like over a long period of time, self-care is just one of those things that kind of goes out the window, and a lot of us feel shame surrounding that. I have struggled with that a lot. There have been times, and I actually there's still times where it's hard to even take a shower, and I know that that sounds crazy, like how can that be a hard thing? But there are times when taking care of yourself feels like climbing Mount Everest, and I just want you to know that I feel that with you. But we're trying to heal, and this is one way that we can do that. So anyways, I have textured skin. Clearly you can see all this. I have dark under eyes. I have some crinkling under here. I have hooded eyes. This is considered a hooded eye. I don't have like this where it looks like this all the time. That is not a hooded eye. I have this kind. But anyways, to help combat that, I use either a primer, a face primer. I have this one. One of my other favorite ones is by L'Oreal. I think it's called like Magic Eraser or something. I can include a link if you're interested, but it's really good. I also really like to use this, which is the vitamin C from The Ordinary in silicone. It works really well as a primer. So I'm gonna put just like a teensy-weensy little bit, and we're gonna I hit the T-zone because this is where most of my texture is. Have big pores. Thank you, genetics. I'm probably dehydrated. I've been drinking coffee all morning, and I have really jankety nails right now too, so. Trust me, none of this is perfect. I like to get a little on my chin. So picking a foundation is based on your skin type If you have drier skin, you're gonna go with something that's not matte. So like something dewy, moisturizing, that kind of thing. I kind of have combo skin where I get oily right here. And so this is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation. It also has sunscreen in it, which some people like that, but it's a cool toned foundation because I have like a neutral or pink undertones in my skin. You can kind of see it already. But I kind of can go with the neutrals or the more pinky undertone. I don't have the yellow, and that looks really weird on my skin. One way you can tell, let's look at these veins. Mine look kind of blue. And so that tells me that I have the cooler undertones or pink. If that looks green on you, you have yellow undertones, and so you're gonna lean more that direction. But this one works really well for me, even on my textured skin. So far, this has been one of my favorites, and it doesn't look cakey and gloppy or weird on me. I really like how it looks. Also, normally I use a damp beauty blender, but mine is destroyed right now and I have to find a new one. I have to go buy a new one, so I'll be using a makeup brush today for blending this out. It doesn't take a lot because we're keeping it natural. It's okay if some of my spots shine through. I'm not worried about it. I want to look like a real person. We're not going for Instagram makeup right now. Oh, where did I put that brush? Oh, here we go. So this is the blending brush I use. This is by e.l.f. It is the Ultimate Blending Brush. This is about, no, it's not expensive. So with these kind of brushes, you want to stipple. So like just pat gently and blend it out. Putting on makeup, you do lots of weird faces. So you want to get it, like, you know, in that crease in your nose. And I'm not gonna really go under the eye. We're gonna put something else there. Use some concealer. But you can kind of see how like this tone is really blending in with the rest of like my neck. And so it doesn't look like I have a mask on. So you want to blend it out so you don't want to look like you have a mask. Like a lot of people have this line right here. No lines. We want to blend that out. I can tell you 100% that what I look like in the mirror versus what I look like in the camera are two very different things. It looks way better in the mirror. So hopefully this comes out looking all right to you guys. If not, just know that it looks totally fine here. And if you were to walk up to me, you wouldn't freak out. I wonder what I did to myself. Okay. I get a lot of redness around my nose, so to make sure we get that. And you're kind of just giving yourself like a blank slate. It's not, it just evens out all those skin tones and then all that stuff. I have a spot right here that always shows through, so I'm okay with that. I'm a person. I have spots. I'm just gonna take this down a little just to make sure that it's blended. Okay. Okay so far. Anyway, next I put on my concealer on my under eyes, especially. This is where I'm mostly concerned. I don't like looking like a zombie or a mombi. Those of us with kids just, ooh, I don't like to look like I haven't had very much sleep, even though I may not have had very much sleep. But I'm gonna like take it right under here. I'm not gonna go all the way up. I'm gonna just kind of right under here. And I also need new concealer. Shape Tape is a really good one. Catrice concealer is phenomenal and inexpensive, and you can order that from Ulta. Ooh, I got a good chunk in there. Ooh wee. Let's share some of that. This is what happens when you're at the bottom of your concealer tube. Like, you can see that it's almost gone. So for concealer, to blend that in, today I'm going to use this brush that kind of fits right there. Normally I would use my beauty blender, like the tip of it, but this is fine. It works too. Again, I'm going to stay away from like going right under the eyeline or the lash line, and we're going to blend it out kind of right next to it. I do take it up in the corner of my eye, like right there, but we're not going to go through there. I just want to kind of, oh good grief. Mistakes happen, it's okay. We can always correct them. We're going to kind of take it out here and still keep stippling or patting the brush to blend it out. I'm going to brighten this up a little bit. Oh, got some sleep in my eye. Okay, so there we go. That really brightens that up. Okay, I have a scar here, and then it makes this look funky sometimes. I'll do the same thing over here. When I'm not doing this in a video, this whole thing takes me probably 10 minutes tops for a very just natural, I just want to feel put together. I don't want to look like I'm a zombie. And you can just keep it classy. And you can see like how much thinner the skin is down here under your eyes, so just be gentle. Pat, 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 pat. Lots of patting. Here we go. Okay. In my mirror, this is looking nicely blended. Okay, so I'm good with that. Oh, yeah, I get a little bit up in here again. Okay, now if you want to use like a powder blush, or if you are really oily and want to set now with a powder, now would be the time. I don't. This is kind of new actually. I have been using more cream products because my skin just does better with that, with my texture, and then I set it later, and then I'll show you that. But if you use like a powder blush, now would be the time to set your face with that. But we're not. I have been using this Serum blush from Colourpop. Kind of see that? Woo. And I really like it. It does look really crazy at first, but trust the process. You only use a teensy weensy little bit, and that's what I mean, teensy, and just dot, 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 dot. That looks 100% crazy, right? It does. Okay, so, but we're just gonna start patting that with our finger. That's what I use, or I use my blending thing, which, yeah, I think I need a trip to Ulta today. It's been, now I usually go to 2 fingers with this because it blends it out faster, and I try to keep it like right at the, like on the top of my cheekbone, and I'm always gonna go towards my temple. This looks like kind of a lot right now, but it will blend out, and if it's still too much, we can fix it. No worries. If you think about where the sun, like where do you sunburn? That's why I want to be natural. Think about where you kind of, if you get some sun, where do you see that on your face? And it's always going to be the high points. So that's why we go for the upper cheekbone, like kind of right under the eyes here, and it looks very natural because it looks like you've just been out in the sun. And if you've been out in the sun, it hits your nose too. So I kind of go right down the top here. You can get a little, but you're really gonna just get that center. It just gives you a little color right there. It looks really nice. I also go kind of right, just right here, very gently, and right on the tip of my chin, like where the sun would hit it. Very gently, just so slight, but it makes a big difference. It just looks like you've been out in the sun all day, having a grand old time. Okay, that looks way more bright in this video than it does for real. But since it looks fine for real, I think we're gonna be okay. But if you wanted to tone that down a little, just go back with that same foundation brush, and we can just pat it in and it will calm that down pretty quickly. If you can see that, yeah, just calm it down a little bit. Gently pat that in and blend it. Here we go. Okay, this looks great in real life. All right, now from here, I'm gonna go to eyes. Now, this next part, you don't have to do. I just like to do it because I feel like it creates a better overall look. I have an eye primer. This came in one of my Ipsy bags. If you are trying to collect new makeup, Ipsy is a really great way to do that, to give you sample sizes, which actually last a really long time. And you can, put in there whatever things that you like or want to try, the color types that you like. You can put in like skincare things. I also got a lot of my brushes through Ipsy, like my nicer ones actually. And that's a really great way to collect some makeup and try different things and see what you like. But what this does is this kind of cancels out and gives you a new like a blank slate again. Because I don't know if you see, like I have like those veins in my eyes that show through the skin because it's so thin, and I don't really like those showing through. Just don't. But this helps your eyeshadow perform better, stay on longer, and not just kind of transfer off through the day. And it gives you, like I said, that blank slate. Now, this is my go-to for anybody who wants to have a natural makeup, and I just think this is one that you just need, period. This is definitely the cool tones of the naturals. If you have a warmer toned skin, you would go with a palette. It's called the Nudes, and I can grab that real fast. Sorry, these palettes are dirty because I've had them for a while, but it's called Nude Mood. And these are definitely like far warmer tones, but they're still very natural and look great. And there's some sparklies in there for when you want to feel fancy, or if you're like me, you just like glitter. I almost never don't have glitter on. I won't today because we're just being super natural, but I still like a natural look with a little sparkle. This one is definitely my tone. This is very much my skin tones, and it's cool toned. Let me see here. This is my favorite brush. It's a fluffy brush. It needs washed, but this is the one I use every day for like the same things all the time. But I do need to wash it this week. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, this is another Colourpop, by the way. I go in with this right here, which is literally like my skin tone. And you can like just tap the excess off. But I'm just gonna go over my entire lid with this color. You can, really all you're gonna see is it demattify like this. So just, again, you're in a completely blank, neutral state here. And I even go slightly, like right under my lash line too. And what this does is give you a base that is going to help you blend things out super easy. So even when I do if I'm doing something colorful, anything else, this is still going to be my base no matter what. So yeah, go under the eye just very lightly. And then we're gonna go to the next one over here. This is super beautiful color. And for me, since I have hooded eyes, so hooded eyes have a hood, literally, like this thing right here. I don't have this eye that looks like this all the time. Never have. And as I get older, it gets heavier and heavier. So in order to create some depth and like some contour to help that not look so heavy, you're gonna look at yourself like in the mirror, straight in the mirror. I'm gonna look at you, and we're gonna go above that line, like kind of in the middle, but right here is where I start. And we're gonna put this, and it's gonna create some shadow, and we're gonna create our own look here. And just windshield wiper. The way that you hold this brush also matters. When you hold it out here on the end, it softens it up, and it doesn't make it so harsh when you go in to lay down that color. And I just kind of stipple and do this swipe or like small circles. Something that happens for me, because I'm older, that skin, see how that like wrinkles? One reason why I want to go back and forth or do the small circles is to keep from getting a crease that doesn't have any color on it, because that has happened, and then I have to make sure I really go back in there and get it covered. But this is going to blend this out. And then you don't want to go past right here, and if you do, you can clean it up, but you really want to try to stay with this line by the lower lash line. You're going to want to just keep it right in here. Okay, so already you can see the depth that creates, and it already makes my eye look less heavy. So I'm going to do that on both sides. Come out to the end of the brush and just gently swirl that in and blend it out. It's a super soft color. And if you wanted to stop here, you 100% could. I need a little more depth than this because I have really heavy lids. I'm even going to come down a little bit into the socket to help that. Okay. Kind of swoop it out this way a little. Like I said, if you wanted to stop here, that's fine. Just curl your lashes and put some mascara on and you'd be good to go and looking classy. Like I said, I need a little more. So I'm gonna go to this next color right here. This one happens to be really powdery for some reason. Don't know why, so definitely tap that one. And I am gonna come down just slightly more on this outer V and in the socket. Just really, especially in that socket. And then bring it down just a little bit onto the lid right here. So it's like a whoop. And really concentrate on the socket. And since when I put my eye back in where it is, it still gives that depth that I need. You can see the difference, how that doesn't look as heavy on that side. So I'm gonna come back over here. At this point, I am lifting my brows a little bit to get that in there. All of this I have learned from just watching YouTube creators and some TikTok creators that are just really excellent at what they do. And that's how I have learned anything that I know. I'm no expert. But I do just end up somehow helping my friends with this, and I really, really enjoy it. So I hope you find it helpful. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Well, at least for the lids. There was one last thing that I do here that I think really makes it come together, I guess. If I can find my little brush that I just had. What did I do? I do this to myself all the time. I'm constantly losing things. And I literally just had this. Oh, I think I found it. Yeah, here we go. So we're gonna come down to this darkest shade right here, and this is a teeny little brush. See how small that is? It's a smudge brush. This one came in my Ipsy bag too, but you can find these pretty easily at Walmart, Ulta, wherever. And we're just gonna a tiny little bit on the edge, and we're just gonna come right to the very edge of the lower lash line and put it right in the lash line. And you stay in the outer third, and you could maybe come in sometimes I'll come in all the way to the middle, like just right under the pupil, but just right here. And you can kind of see the difference that creates. It really makes my eye look more open. If you took that all the way across, it's going to make it look more closed. So for me, I want my eyes to look bright, open, and awake. So that's why we just do that outer third and just kind of blend that out there. See? Super simple. All right. I have one last thing. Brows are a whole nother video. I happen to have mine microbladed because I was able to get it done very cheaply because I worked at a place that did it, and it's kind of spoiled me. But I do love to do brows, and I feel like if you don't, you just look unfinished. So if you want, I can do a separate brow thing, but this is already kind of long. And like I said, normally I'm just flying through and we just get it done and I'm not explaining everything. So we're gonna curl our eyelashes. That's where we're gonna go next and last. Almost last. Okay, so with these things, I know these can be scary to use. The tip is to this part right here, the top. We're gonna kind of put it against the upper lid, like let it rest gently there. You can kind of see you're like almost tilted this way, and gently close it. Don't let it pinch or anything like that. But if you put it that way, generally you're not gonna have a problem. And you just hold it there. See how awake that makes me look on this side versus this? It really opens up your eyes. Especially for us girls with hooded lashes. Okay. Bling. Okay, and then we're gonna put some mascara on that and be done, except for little lips, which is, again, takes 2 seconds. Lips are always pretty fast when you're in a hurry and looking natural. Alright, just kind of want to give it a shake at the bottom and pull it through. Give it a little shake at the bottom. This is the side I sleep on, so these lashes on the very edge are like already a little curled. Just want to make sure it's pretty even. Give it a little shake, pull it through. You do want to try to make sure you get as close to the base of your lashes as you can. Oops. I have so many times seen people with it where it looks like they only put on like halfway through their lashes, and it looks very strange to me. Anyways, almost done. I like gloss. I'm a huge fan of gloss, like the NYX gloss is my favorite, the butter gloss. But today we're going with a lipstick because it's one of these super easy, classy, looks good on everybody, doesn't matter what your skin tone is, etc. And it's the Rosewood by Mary Kay. And I know there's other Rosewood shades out there. Again, it's usually pretty universally flattering and very natural. I'm just gonna already have a little bit on because this is the second time I've done this video. For reasons I'm not going to get into, but that's really it. I'm going to take my hair down since I was just keeping it out of the way. I also need to style my hair and wash it, but I mean, I think I can get away with it for another day. But anyways, that is all from here. If you have questions, feel free to ask if there's anything you want me to cover or show you how to do. Beyond this, I would love to give it a try, I guess. But here we are. I feel like this is a really good, natural, classy makeup look. I hope you like it. Go drink your coffee or tea or whatever, and I hope you have a really great day.